Could've been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby. But papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man don't try, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became full. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the feds, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
How is everybody doing tonight for this Monday Night Live, man? Hope y'all enjoyed yourself this weekend. Hope y'all ladies enjoyed y'all Valentine. And I hope y'all ain't have no dude who was telling y'all that Valentine's Day just ain't for women. I feel sorry for y'all ladies if y'all got a man like that. It's so sad, man. And a lot of our ladies, man, they lesbians and don't even know it. Oh, no, they not. I'm not going to say they lesbians. They in lesbian relationships and don't even know it. They dating dudes who women trapped in a man's body. And it's not their fault. But I'm not going to go over too much off into that. But I hope y'all ladies had a good Valentine's weekend. Got a good show tonight, man. I got a subject I want to speak on, a few subjects actually. And I'm gonna start off with how us as black people don't understand the world where everybody else does, right? Whether it be the people who migrate here, the immigrants, of course, the people that's already here. Some black people get it, but not enough, not many. We just don't understand how the world works. And so when certain things happen, we automatically go to the number one thing, which is racism or white privilege or some of those crazy things. But, you know, I tell people all the time, America is not a white man's country. America is a strategic man's country. If you strategic, you can make it here. If you're not, you can't. Doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're not strategic, you won't make it. You have the money, it'll go through your hand like sand. You'll be on a hamster wheel your whole life, just working and working for money. You might have a big salary. You might even be an entertainer. As we know, I've spoken about this several times on my channel. I actually did a video about it about 2 weeks ago, why black athletes go broke. And I had to say that because they don't say black athletes. They like to say athletes go broke. A percentage of them when they get out of the league. And that's not true. It's just black athletes. White athletes don't go broke for the most part. Now, of course, when they have these statistics, they can't say that because everything is woke. And if they say it like that, it'll be racism and that whole, you know, foolishness there ensue, and people will be trying to sue this and find this and just a whole bunch of whining. So they can't just be direct, but that's what they really mean. You'll never see a white NBA player go broke because most of these NBA players that are white, number one, they come from money. Number one, that's number one. Number two, um, they understand that money is a tool, not trying to find it, not confetti. See, we as black people, we look at money like confetti. We just gonna throw it up for when you when I say confetti, confetti is a whole bunch of, if you see it, it looks pretty, but when you throw it up and it makes a pretty scene, but that's it. It's all about show. It's eyes, something for you to see. But once that confetti is through and on the ground, it's pretty much not good no more. People gonna step on it. And this is how black people treat their money. What do you talk about an entertainer? What do you talk about an athlete? What do you talk about a lawyer? What do you talk about just a regular blue collar worker? They spend money um like it's just like it grown trees, and just that whole way of thinking, because again they don't understand how the world works. And I want to get off into a few videos. I want to speak on something that I ran across a video earlier from a guy who I respect, but you're not going to agree with everybody, but I do respect some of the things he's saying. I respect his mark that he made in his world. But he said something that I think can be very uh uh controversial. It might have a little truth in it, but I'm gonna break down why, if we looked at the world like everybody else looked at the world, we could be able to do these same things for each other. Cause see, one thing I do, sometimes it may be racist, right? Sometimes it may be a situation where this particular race don't like black people, or this particular race don't like whatever, and they'll just help each other out just on those grounds. But for the most part, people are not racist. People are culture. They're about culture, right? In other words, you might go in front of a judge as a young black man. I talk about these things because these things deep. Like these are things that's really deep situations. It's not black and white. It's deeper than that. Sometimes it's, but for the most time, it's deeper than that. Like you may go in front of a judge, a white judge, an old white man judge, all white person, period, and you're a black man, and he may or may not have no compassion on you, right? And if he don't have no compassion on you, that can be for several reasons. People gonna automatically jump to the fact that, oh, he racist. He may not be racist. Can we look at the fact that maybe this person has went in front of him? Because I don't know how it is everywhere, but in my home state of Louisiana, the judge that you start out with, that's the judge who your judge for life until he expire, retire, or you know what I'm saying. So if you've been going through this judge for, excuse me, because I've seen this happen. You go in front of this judge multiple times, and he eventually get tired of seeing you, and he throw the book at you, and now he racist. And people will say, well, he didn't do this to Timmy. He didn't do this to Johnny. But the thing is, he may be racist. He may not like black people. And he may not like black people not just because of the color of their skin. He may have had a bad experience. And this is what I speak about when I talk about going deeper in it and how we got to conduct ourselves like civilized people. We have to, as a black community, I say this all the time, we have to do a cultural reset, a cultural suicide, and start all over. And this breeding hate into our people as youngsters, as babies about the white man has to stop. And so you tell these children, I was just looking at the Facebook earlier, and you got people on there who saying, oh, I was at the parade and they wasn't throwing nothing to black kids or brown kids. Like everything is about race with these people. And it's just a weak, lame, childlike way of living and looking at life. Because that's just not how life works. Does life work like that? Sometimes very seldom. Very seldom when somebody is being judged just strictly on their race. without no context. We have to add context to that. So let's use, for example, going back to the judge situation, right? So let's say this judge on the docket today, he got 5 black people and 5 white people, right? 3 of those white dudes have the same charge as one of these black dudes. Now this black dude, he get the book through him. Let's just say we're not even gonna say he a repeated offender. We're gonna say he a first. We're gonna say he a first offender, right? And the 3 white boys are first offenders, right? And he give him more time than he give the 3 white boys. Everybody gonna look at that and say, "Oh, they're racist," but it may not be racist. It may just be called it's a culture thing. Like for example, what I mean by culture is when he see those 3 white boys, he see his son, he see his grandson, he see his brother, he see him in them. Okay, he was my age at one time. And don't get it fooled. All of these people that's in positions of power, I'm not saying every single last one of them, but majority of people that you see in the world today that's doing well for themselves and they have become civilized, whether they be in politics, whether they be in criminal justice, they made mistakes in college and high, but they got it together in time, right? So he may look at that white boy and say, man, that's something I might would have got caught up into when I was his age. So let me have compassion on him. But when he see a little black kid that he do not know, don't know his story, don't know he came up in a broken home, don't know he got all kind of childhood trauma. He don't know all this, right? But 2 days ago, he was in the store, or his wife was in the store, or his buddy was in the store, and they had this little black dude that just bumped into him and said a racist slur, "Get out of my way, cracker." Or just didn't say nothing, but just was rude. Didn't say excuse me or nothing. And that offended him and that affected him. And now he's gonna be the one who have to judge you Monday. Not you, but somebody who looked just like you. And so he don't have no compassion. This is why I tell black people, man, y'all do all this, y'all go on these posts, y'all speak on situation with Charlie Kirk, y'all go any situation dealing with Trump, any situation dealing with white people, the first thing you do, you go in the comment section and you see how these people think. And believe it or not, people around the world collects this data, the powerful people of the world. And it's not black. I'm sorry, black people. Y'all can play sports, y'all can act, but y'all don't own anything. Y'all are not in the power position of the world. And it's not because y'all not smart as these other races of people. It's because y'all not strategic as these other races of people. When y'all get some money, the first thing y'all want to do is buy some jewelry, buy some designer, buy some Mercedes Benz, go take trips all across the world. And again, you're supposed to enjoy fruits of your labor. I'm not telling you wrong for that. I like nice things. But these other people don't do that. They are coming together collectively trying to create some form of community generational wealth. I have a video on my channel called Basic Formula for Black Community Generational Wealth. I understand that some of us have generational wealth, meaning the people that have our last name in the next generation depends on how well and how much investment, how things work out with the next generation. But what about community generational wealth? Black people don't understand this because they're too busy competing with their own, getting items, doing things to go around their own people and be condescending and feel better than. Whereas these other white people, even when they don't like each other, they understand that, listen, I want to create this, something that I own, something that I'm a part of, something that I created, and make it a way that I'm the creator of this. So not only will my children and everybody with my last name moving forward will have something to lean back on, not only that, everybody who look like me will. That's what community generational wealth. Not about people with your last name, but about people who look like you. Think about it. Black people don't create nothing in the world. Some of them can do this. They can design clothes and excuse me. Some of them doing great things. But when you talk about the things in this world that we actually need to keep this world rolling, what do we like? Cell phone, cars, airplane, internet, smartphones. This is all created by the white man. And so the white man is able to run the world and employ whoever he want to employ. See, you have to work on, what you have to do is you have to work out your strengths. That's what you got to do. You got to exploit your strength. So, for example, the white man knew at one time, I don't know about now, but at one time, the white man knew that when it comes to sports and certain entertainment things, black people were better at that. So what was he doing? He was going to school. He was sending his children to school to do what? To own the team, to get in politics, to be police officers, to be judges, so they can put the system in place that they want to put in place. So you can go make the money, Negro. You can go get all the money, but I'm gonna put in laws to show how you, to let you know how much you gotta pay with that money, how much of that money you gotta give me for free, while I sit in my office and you work hard all day to become this great athlete, and I get to tax your money. That's what they do. They go find out a way, okay, we might not be good as them in sports, but guess what? We know what we can do. And you can't look at that as race. I'm gonna give you a quick story, a true story from happening in my life. And then I want to get into these exhibits that I have. I had this is a true story. One night I was riding, me and my homeboy, we was riding. And I was dropping him off to work. And on the way to work, I'm like I say, the particular road I was on, I had the right of way to go. I'm going. And they got a highway that come directly into that traffic, but they supposed to stop until all the traffic going. But this particular day, the guy coming off this overpass, he ended up hitting me because he kept going. Hits me. Boom. My partner in the passenger side, I'm talking about crush my door like a can, right? And I'm gonna show you something. He gets out of the vehicle. Now his wife is following him, right? Like I said, I'm guessing that's his wife. I'm almost positive it was. But a woman was following him, right? So they both gets out of the vehicle. He gets out first. Now he's in a big old truck. There's no damage to his truck because he got one of those big old rails on the front. He gets out of his truck. He comes to me and he said, "Do you have insurance?" I say, "Absolutely." When he asked me that, I smelled alcohol on him so heavy. I'm talking about heavy, right? We called the police. I don't know if I called him or he called him. I don't remember. Him and his wife, they talking. Police comes. I think it was two police vehicles. Um, white guys. So they asked us to pull in the nearest business to kind of like get out of out of the traffic. So we both pulled in the all. Actually, it's funny. It was an all state parking lot, right? It was nighttime though. So we pulled into this parking lot. Don't you know that me and my partner is in the vehicle. The door is smashed all the way in on the passenger side. Nothing is wrong with his vehicle, and they go talk to him first. Some white officer. Right? Now, this is 2019, so I wasn't where I am now, but I was on that journey to getting out of being a victim because I was, getting my relationship right with God. And you can't be a victim. You can't be blaming the white man if you're a man or a woman of God. Let's get that out of the way. That's demonic. Blaming somebody else or why you can't be great, blaming somebody else or holding you back, that kills the whole everything in the Bible. The no weapon formed against me shall prosper, that's dead. If God with me, who can be against me? None of that. 1 Peter 2:9, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. None of that don't fit you because you believe that the white man holding you back. You can't believe both of them. But if you believe everything I just said, then you ain't no white man, a blue man, or a giant, or Thanos can't stop you from doing whatever you want to do. Right? So once you begin to say about the white man holding you back and all that that's demonic and all of the stuff that and the same people, it's funny. This will be the same people who will be in church, be posting scripture. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. But I digress. So he gets out of the cops get out of the car. Then they call another cop. So it ended up being 3 white cops, right? So I understand now what's happening. I'm understanding what's happening. What's happening is this guy was drunk. he called his wife. I'm guessing that was his wife, but whoever this woman was that was fired, he called her to come follow him to make sure he get to wherever he going, I guess, home safe. And the inevitable happened. He wrecked in my vehicle. Now, so him and her are talking to the police officers. Now, again, when he came to me and asked me if I had insurance, the person who hit me, I smelled the alcohol. You think they didn't smell it on him? You think they didn't smell it on him? But again, who knows? Could these cops have just been racist and said, I don't like those black guys, so I want to talk to him first? That's a possibility. A very, very slim possibility, but it's a possibility. We have to look at things from realistic standpoint. We will on this channel. But it's very few white racist people that'll be really like just like most white racist people. Because I know white people that's racist. I've actually worked for a white. I worked for a dude who was a Aryan Brotherhood. And this dude helped me more than anybody ever helped me when it's concerning a job. Now he ended up firing me too, but I did listen. I did everything for that man to fire me. That man had to fire me. But when it came down to helping me, that man was helping me like nobody else. One thing I learned about racist white people is they just don't like. They was raised a certain way. They may not like you for this, like, but it's not like they're gonna be evil with it. Like, for example, if it comes down to it, yeah, they'll pick a white person over you, but if you assigned to work for them and they're your boss, they're not gonna treat you just oh, he black and I don't like. That's not how they operate. They don't wear they emotionally. They see like, oh, see, we can't hide when we don't like somebody. They can't. So again, this man helped me a lot of times, and he didn't have to do that because he was an open racist. We would have these conversations, and he would tell me how he feel and some of the things he said about black people. In my mind, I agree with, but him, I just listened to him and just, because I just never really, actually had met an Aryan Brotherhood. And he ended up getting a guy, one of his Aryan Brotherhoods, hired him and put him at the top of the food chain right under him. And, like I said, nobody went tripping because I understand. I did research. I know about what the Aryan Brotherhood is about. And the thing about white supremacy and what people don't understand about white supremacists is this. See, I respect white supremacists. White supremacists is not people who want to go hunt black people and kill them. And white supremacists are people who look at themselves as supreme, superior, and we supposed to be helping each other get better in life to keep our race and our bloodline pure and keep it in power. Right? Nothing wrong with that. People think that white supremacists again, they not. Now, if they have a situation where they're going to hire you a black man, of course, they're going to hire a white person. They don't want their daughters breeding or their sons breeding with black people. That's how their mindset is. And I'm with all that. But again, these people are not racist to the point where they'll try to hurt you. I'm telling you, this man helped me in more than one situation, in situations where he did not have to help. I wouldn't sit on here and lie. But again, they know how to separate business from their personal life. Now, they'll be open about it because he was open about it. And if I was one of those weak black men, like a lot of our men are, because they were raised by women, I'd have went reported him. But I never did that. He was good to me. He treated me with respect. And like I say, in these situations where I needed his help to keep my job, he helped me several times. I'm talking about to the point where, and I'm going to just be transparent. One time I had a situation where I couldn't return back to work. And this was a funny situation. I couldn't return back to work because my blood pressure wouldn't go down. It wouldn't go down. And I was missing days of work, you know what I'm saying? And I was one of his top workers, and he hit me up and he was like, look, man, I got some pills for you. They gonna work. I promise you they gonna work. He said, I don't really take that medicine. I don't believe in taking medication. He said, but we need to get you back on, man. He didn't have to do that. He could have let me get fired because eventually I was going to have to get fired, missing all the days, and hire one of his white supremacy buddies that was coming out of prison. He could have did that. But he said, look, now if you want it, he said, I said, yeah. He said, but you got to come meet me. And they got this one of these in the racist part of town. When I'm not going to say a racist, let me not say, I don't want to say that, but it's a part of town where all of his people be at. I mean, not a part of town, a ball where all of his races, whites, and let me stop saying race, all of his white supremacist friends hang. This is where they be at. And so he told me, he said, you got to come meet me over there. You know what I'm saying? I said, why we can't meet halfway? You can't meet me at the crib. That's the type of person he was. He was a real asshole. Like, he was like, look, man, you want the medicine or what? I'm not coming to meet you. That's just how he was. And I liked it, because he was straightforward. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He like, you want it or not? I promise it's going to help you again. If you want to get back and get your money, we need you. What you want to do? So I was like, man, I don't know what I was thinking, because I ain't afraid of nothing. But I said, man, I'm going to go, man. So I went and met him. He gave me the medicine. I rolled out, and it was just crazy. I took the medicine. Next day, I was back at work. And but like I say, so I'm just showing you white supremacists, what black people don't understand. They don't be worried about y'all, bro. They worried about themselves. And y'all need to get y'all mindset like that. If y'all mindset was like that, America would be straight. Because you will put your skin color first, but you will respect everybody else. See, black people don't know how to do that. They don't understand how the world works. But I want to go back to the situation of the night I got in the wreck. So his wife, or whoever the lady was who was following him, the guy who hit me was drunk as a skunk. They're talking to the officer. Now, I know these officers smell this liquor on them. They never do no sobriety test, nothing, right? Nothing. They come talk to me way after the fact, and they say, well, look, y'all switched information. Both of y'all okay? Do y'all need an ambulance or anything? And that was it. That was it. When he know that man was in the wrong, he hit me. I don't think he gave him a ticket, because I didn't see him right now, because I'm watching him. And it was so funny to me. And I said to myself, like I said, I was just getting on my walk then with God. So I wasn't on that I was getting out of that victim mindset slowly but surely. I was in the beginning baby stages, but I was moving out at that point of getting out of that victim mindset. So I was just looking at it from a strategic, from a, having some type of context and depth. Okay, these people support. See, white people, let me show you something about white people. Another thing I got to say, I got to add this in. See, white people look at police as allies. Black people look at police as the enemy, because how we was raised. They not raised to look at the cops like that. So because of that, when it's fundraisers and all these type of things, these people attend these things to talk to these people, to network with these people, to get to know these people in case of a situation like that. So who knows if he actually knew those cops from being a fundraiser? They're both white. They could be kids. But if all of this is not true, this white man have compassion on some people who look like him, who he can clearly see is in the wrong. And if they not in the wrong with nothing else, but he wasn't the wrong in the wreck, you can clearly see, because my door was crashed and his truck wasn't even damaged. But this guy's under the influence. And he's supposed to went to jail that night, but he did. He drove off in his truck, and his wife, or whoever the woman with him, followed him. And I said to myself, imagine if it was 2 cops black and 2 cops white, how that went. Imagine if we had more black cops. We wasn't trained to hate cops, and we wasn't looked down upon when we go to be a cop against our peer that we come up in the hood against. I mean, we come up in the hood with. Imagine if it was just as many. Well, it could never be, because they way more population than us. But imagine if it had a way more black cops. The way whenever a situation is taking place in the hood, they can go first. And if the white people, they need a plenty backup. It was a big situation. Okay, we got to call anybody. But first and foremost, let's send black people to their own communities. These are people they know, they grew up with. They may have some type of, camaraderie to get the situation rectified in a more simple way, versus sending a white person who already, the person from a child all the way to an adult, have been told, hey, these white cops hunt you. They hate you. And as soon as he comes, before things go left, before things go right, they go left. That's why I have my series that I do on Tuesday and Thursday called Black People, This Is Why, which is a masterclass on how to conduct yourself when having any type of interactions with law enforcement. Tune in. Right? And so, yeah. And that happened. And I looked at that from a standpoint as more and more I got in my development, I just don't know. I don't know if it was just he was being racist. I don't know if he knew him. I don't know if he wanted to speak to some people who look like him first and then come speak to the black guy who He probably had bad situations with, because as for mentioned, we're trained to hate cops. So most of the time when we have interaction with them, we automatically have an attitude, and you know. So is it any of these reasons that you can't just go to one reason? Oh man, he racist. No, it's other reasons that could have happened. But again, if black people understood how the world worked, they would see me. I go to them. I go to fundraisers. They had a thing a couple of years ago in Florida, and it was a fundraiser called Refund the Police, and I still stand behind that. And because they was doing the whole defund the police, not me myself, but I was supporting some guys who came up with a fundraiser called Refund the Police, and it was just raising funds for police and different things that they may need because they maybe because a lot of cops was quitting, but after that 2020 summer of love with the George Floyd and all that, a lot of cops quit because they've been so over scrutinized. But again, good things always come out of the bad. And the good thing that came out of that was body cam. Only pretty much supervisors and higher ups had body cams before the George Floyd situation. But now every law enforcement has to have body cam, right? They have to have them. There's no such thing as they can't have them, and they can't be doctored or nothing. You leave that station and get on duty without a body cam, you might lose your job. So now it's no more of this he say, she say, oh, he got beat up, said the cop did it, his word against the cop. No, it's no more of that. The body cam will tell the true story. And again, I break that down on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tune in. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really say on that. But like I say, what made me want to say that is a video that I seen. And I'm gonna go to that video. And the reason why I seen that video, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to the video, and I'm gonna show y'all why I said everything I just said. And y'all gonna, of course, y'all understand once y'all hear the video. Let's get to it. Let me find it. Give me 1 second. Well, ain't let me find it. I just gotta go to it. Let me go to it. Okay, again, this guy is a guy who I respect. His name is Marquette Devon Burton, very intelligent brother. You see, yeah, very intelligent brother, educated brother, wise brother. But sometimes he just off base, but he about to say something that again is some true into it, and there's a lot of bull jive in it too, a lot of victim in it, a lot of whiny in it, right? And what he's basically trying to do is he's saying that when you talk about the crime statistic, it's only like that, saying that black people are 50% of the crime and 13% of the population will commit 50% of the crime because they're biased when it comes to them, and a lot of their crime don't get reported. But again, that goes back to what I said. If that is true, let's just say that's true. Which I disagree with that, but let's just say that is true. And the reason why I disagree with that, because one thing about educated people, and again, this gentleman is educated. One thing about educated people that I learned, what they'll do is they'll tell you to look at the data and close your eyes, right? And I'm just not going to do that, right? Yeah, I understand the data, but the data is true when it comes to 13% of the population of black, but they commit over 50% of the crime. And I believe that because what I see it, and black people even know it, himself included. Because if that was the case, we all know that property in the hood is cheaper than property around the white side. But guess what? As soon as a black man gets some money, where he go? He go move to the white side. You know why? Because it's safe around there, right? So everybody know that wherever black people are, for the most part, is high crime areas. So when you say, oh, they only going around, black people are police more harder. Well, again, this goes back to the theory that I use when I use the animal theory. Like, for example, if you camping in the woods, let me cut the light off because I'm about to play that video. If you camping in the woods and you leave out of your tent to go take a urine or go to your vehicle to get something, and you see let me see come on, think quick. You see a possum. right? You're not gonna be alarmed by that. You're not gonna be afraid because you know possums don't attack people most of the time. When they see you, they'll run. But if you come out of your tent and you see a black bear, and in order to get to your vehicle, that black bear, you're gonna probably shoot that black bear or do something to, or you're gonna try to retreat. And I think it would be better to shoot him because if you go back in your tent, he might try to tear that tent down. And the reason why you're gonna do that, not because you hate black bear, because you know black bear, you know from studies and stuff you've seen that black bears are more dangerous. You know this. This is something that you know. Black bears are more dangerous than other animals. There's some other animals in the woods, right? So it goes back to the situation when people always say, and he's gonna say, "Oh, black areas are police more harder." Why? Because there's more crime. The police job is to protect and serve. So wherever the most crime, of course, there are going to be more presence there. That's just common sense. But see, when you're educated and you go get all of these data and analytics, you don't understand that. You do, but you don't. That's why they always say educated people are stupid. They so smart, they dumb. Well, let me go ahead on and play the video, um, and I'll add my commentary after. We'll get in the next subject.
White supremacists will say black people are 13% of the population but commit 50% of the crimes. Well, we can see that 100% of the people on the Epstein list are white and none of them are getting indicted. And what that lets us know using common sense is that though black culture certainly has some things to repair, the crime statistics reflect bias. It reflects the fact that in the United States, there's a two-tiered system. If you're black, you're being over-policed. If you're white, in some cases, you won't even be indicted. We must admit that the whites on the Epstein list are the privileged whites, but everyday whites, they let things slide, the police. They give warnings. They overlook a lot of things because they're not overpopulated into white neighborhoods with an aggressive mentality. And so what we have to acknowledge is that there's generally no truth and no justice in these United States of America because we see that a guilty list of people who abuse children, we don't have any of them being prosecuted. That should be of concern. And it lets us know that so much of what the white supremacists say is dishonest. It's not about crime. It's about the fact that you're black. Funny story is that Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, they're so quick to indict these folks and even put them in jail with 30-year-old evidence. Epstein lists, you have fresh evidence, current crimes, living victims, and all of a sudden, we don't know how to use the legal system. Something to think about.
Became an alcoholic and got kicked out of school. I stayed with a nigga after he cheated on me.
Okay, so y'all heard that. Now, first of all, before I get into these Epstein situations, I'm not gonna really go too deep into this. I got a video on my channel. Matter of fact, I got a few videos on my channel about the Epstein situation. So go check that out to hear my stance on the whole Epstein situation. But I can promise you this. This is what I can promise you. And my channel will still be here, and I'll still be doing the Monday through Friday. I mean, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday live. And my, you know what? You never know how things gonna progress because once the channel build up, of course we're gonna be doing call-in. So a lot of things gonna change as the channel build up. But bro, I will be here whenever 2028 come here, and I can promise you, and it might happen before that. But I believe, this is what I believe. I know Trump is going to prosecute everybody in that Epstein list, but I don't know when. But my thinking, what he gonna do is right toward the end of his administration, he gonna mash the gas and everybody in there's gonna be some arrest from some people. And then he lied. He also lied and said that it's nobody black and there's plenty black people in there. Right now, I don't know if it's plenty black people in there doing nefarious things, but it's plenty of black people that went to the quote unquote Epstein Island. So let's just go ahead on and address that. Now, I don't know how Trump gonna do it, but I can promise you Trump, Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, those people will prosecute everybody in those Epstein files to the fullest extent of the law. And I can promise you, they can hold me to that. And that's all I wanted to speak on about that. And I just wanted to speak on that for the simple fact, this whole situation, that video I seen, and that made me want to make this whole thing about making Black people understand how the world works. They just don't understand, man. And they have to learn. They have to learn how the world works. That everything is not about racism. Some things are about culture. Do they have racism in this world? Absolutely. But I don't believe, because again, I told y'all my personal experience. I don't believe that racism that they have in this world is hurting anybody. I don't think nobody is being hurt or affected from living their life or being great because of racism. It's either because of their actions, because of the actions of somebody who look like them, which is why I constantly tell y'all as Black people, we have to change the narrative. All of this culture that we have to get rid of it, man. We can't fix it. It's too done. And I spoke of in my last video, I wrote an op-ed concerning a situation that happened in my hometown where a young 13-year-old boy was killed execution style. This culture is done. It cannot be fixed. It cannot be salvaged. It has to be rebuilt from the ground up, starting with God as the foundation. We have to, as Black men, number one, have to turn back to God, not the pastor. Turn back to God first by following his laws and commandments, get ourselves together with him so he can give us the strength to lead. Some of us didn't come up with fathers and we don't know how to lead. But God tells you that if you ask him for wisdom, he'll give it to you. Wisdom will help you be a great leader. So once that happens, then our Black women going to begin to come back to us. And then the children are going to, and it's just going to be an order. Order is going to be redone. Everything is going to be put back in its rightful order. And, I always speak about why the civil rights movement was bad for Black people and how we still suffering with the CRTD, the civil rights transmitted disease, which was passed down by Martin Luther King and the likes, all of those people that was a part of that silly movement. And if you don't understand why I'm saying it, you have an issue with me saying that, go look to the videos that I've created, multiple videos about that. All you gotta do is hit the link in bio, go to my channel, and they're there. You can't go again. You can't not agree. You can say, well, oh, I don't like what you're saying, but you can't agree because everything I'm saying is factual. And the evidence is there. So every little situation that we may go through, we automatically blame race, and that's not always the case. As a matter of fact, that's almost little to no time. That's the situation. But once we begin to understand how the world works and act on and adapt to it as a whole, not one, two, or three of us, as we change the narrative slowly but surely. Because again, I always say this: the issue that we going on in our community, every community got them, is just that our negative override our positive. And these other communities, because again, this is another thing about Black people. Anytime you try to correct them, or anytime they're faced with some type of criticism, their first thing, because most of them are inferior to white people, what they'll do is, what about white people? Well, the thing with white people is, just using them for the subject matter, is their positive way override and trump their negative in their community, like the white liberals and the degenerates of their community. And so that's how we got to make it, because it's never going to be perfect, but we have to make sure we have positivity override the negativity that's going on in our community every day. We cannot look at nobody else and say anything about anything until we fix what's going on in our house. That's almost like saying, I stay across the street from a guy who punches his wife in the mouth every day in front of everybody outside, and he comes over and tells me, hey, I seen you yell at your wife. You shouldn't be doing that. Hey, bro, you punching your wife in the mouth. That's what the Black community look like telling anybody else about anything. Get y'all together. But one of the things that I wanted to speak about, the second topic that I wanted to speak about, which is a very serious topic. I don't think it's really talked about in our community enough. It definitely isn't practiced enough. Um, but what I want to speak about in my second topic is having children. Now, if you've already had children by the wrong person and you living in a lifestyle that I'm about to potentially speak about, God be with you. Um, One thing about God is He can make anything that's broken, He can fix it. He can send people to help you fix it. Um, but this is really for the people who aren't parents yet. That's who I'm really aiming this video at, and I want y'all to understand something. You know, society constructs have a lot of people in depression right now. Have a lot of people feeling like they don't have work. Have a lot of people feeling like when is going to be my turn, and because they have adapted and they have bought into society constructs that says these are the way things supposed to go in your life, and if your life is not going this such way at this certain time, you're failing in life. And one of those biggest things is being married and having children. I'm not going to get off into being married all the way right now. I'm just going to speak about the having children. See, having children is a beautiful thing. I'm talking about a beautiful thing. Children are blessings. Beautiful thing to have children, especially to have healthy children. Because all of a sudden, all of these children are being born with autism. Not all, but a lot of these children are being born with autism and all kind of situations. And listen, if you have children or if you're thinking about having children, understand this. Children are a blessing from God. To be able to see something that you created grow in this world and live, is an amazing. I can imagine. I don't have children, but I can imagine that it's an amazing feeling. But we have to understand, in everything in this life, it's two sides to every story. It's two sides to every coin. And I always tell people, if you fully understand both sides of the coin and you still decide to move forward, power to you. If you feel as though the reward is bigger than the risk and you want to move forward, power to you, God bless you. But it has to be understood that it is two sides to every coin. That has to be understood. And if you're not willing to deal with both sides of that coin, you need to not flip it. And again, I'm referring to having children. I want to play a few videos and I have my commentary to them. And you can look at these videos from whatever aspect or perspective that you want to look at them from. But again, this is a pro-truth channel. We don't post things that are subjective. Everything is objective. Now you might not like it, but it's objective. And I got a young lady who she's going to speak. I got a video from her. She's going to speak about children. And I listened to that video, and I'm gonna be honest, man. It makes you think. It makes you really sit back and think. And sometimes, that's why some people don't like. That's why when they be like, they'll say, people who I forgot exactly how it say in the Bible, were like it basically saying, I paraphrase, but a wise man gonna have a lot of less friends. People who speak the truth, because people, one thing in their life, they don't want to live. They don't want to believe truth. And the only issue I have with it, that's fine. I'm fine with you not wanting to accept truth. I'm fine with that. But when you don't want to accept truth, but then you move forward with something and it's a bad decision, and the string that comes from your bad decision excuse me, end up affecting the community, end up affecting you, end up affecting me. But we understand that majority of the crime and the majority of one of the main issues in America, but especially the Black community, is fatherless home. This is single mothers. No woman in her right mind, and I don't even think a woman that's crazy will want to bring a child in this world and raise him on her own. That's too hard to do. And she not equipped to do it on her own. A child needs a father and a mother. That's why God made it the way only a man. He didn't make it the way two men can do it. He didn't make it because you may say, well, stepfathers are more successful, which is true. But a child needs his mother too. He needs to be balanced. So that's why God made it the way two men can't have a child and two women can't. It has to be a man and woman because these children need both of their parents, and they're both of their parents together give the right amount of gasoline evenly to make this be a chemically balanced child. But why are these children without fathers? Because guess why? The father, not in most situations, he just wanted to wiggle with no protection. The women, she might have kept the child for whatever reasons, and you hear some silly reason. Oh, I wanted somebody that could never leave me. I wanted somebody that was gonna always love me. Just silly reasons. And then these children are born in the world with no father, and that's a whole nother demon on its own. And they go through all kind of life with anger issues and all kind of problems. Sometimes most end up committing crime and all kind of nefarious things because they didn't have a father, and their mom, in some cases, it wasn't her fault. They'll say, oh, well, a man changed. Hey, listen, having a child is a lot, especially those first few years. And everybody not built like that. But what you have to understand is you have to understand it before you get yourself into what you're doing. This is why a lot of you Negroes curse. Because y'all brought these children in the world and left them with the mom, and now she got to go through whatever she got to go through with the children, which is a piece of that her fault for picking you, but majority is you, and now you're a curse. You wonder why all kind of stuff you getting killed. You just can't get right. You're not a good father. God blessed you with a child that he didn't just drop on you. You did something to bring this child here, but you didn't count the cost. You didn't say, man, this child gonna always want this. This child gonna always need this. I'm gonna be trying to do this, and I ain't got the money really, so now I'm gonna have to be trying to overwork now, and I ain't gonna be able to get to spend time. It's all kind of stuff that's going. But you should have thought about that before you decided to bring a child in the world. I do not support abortion. I'm pro-life, but guess what? I'm also pro. You can prevent having a child several different ways. I understand we like to, quote unquote, not try to be too vulgar. We like to cream pie. We like to get busy, but you have to understand the ramifications of it, and women. You have to understand, even the people that's together, the couples. This is for everybody. You need to understand that you might be. Now, again, your parenting is going to be big in this child's life. Your parenting is going to be a huge thing in this child's life. I just released a video about this probably about 3 months ago. But they had a young woman. I'm gonna give a little excerpt from that. But this woman was just telling the truth that nobody don't come. See, social media has become a highlight reel. So none of these women what they're doing is they're showing you the Disney trips. They're showing you when the kids are all dressed up, looking good. They're not showing you all of those nights where they gotta be under the influence or something just to be able to cope with dealing with all this. They're not telling you about the therapy session that they got to go through because they got all of these children that's just overexerting them and they overwhelmed. They're not telling you that and even the old women that made this mistake and they're not. Nobody is saying nothing about this. So what's happening? These young girls are being tricked out of their position. They're being looking, oh, I want a baby, and not understanding what they're getting themselves into. I tell people all the time, first of all, you shouldn't be bringing children in the world if you're not married. That's first and foremost. I understand that we don't live in a perfect world, but it makes sure at least you and the father locked in. That's number one. Number two, make sure you are planning this. You got people out here who bad can take care of themselves, having children. What are we doing? You're bringing a child to a world of struggle. That's not love. What kind of love is that? You depending on the government? That's wrong, man. That's just not right, bro. And again, we don't. It's things we gotta look at. We gotta say, man, when I had this child, okay, number one, is he gonna be a healthy child? Or when we get past that, who is this child gonna be? I as a man, I know what it's like to have my heart broken. I just imagine one day seeing my son having to go through that, which we understand that's a rite of passage. You're gonna have to get your heart broke. I guess that's what people say. I mean, you gotta get your heart broke one time, at least. Or my daughter, who they allow their heart to get broken plenty of times. That's just the woman. I don't know. I guess God created the woman to be more forgiving than the man because he he knew how we was. But anyway, I digress. And so yeah, and so many people are doing this, and they don't show the nights when they don't show those nights, those long nights with those children that they try to, you know what I'm saying. And so I want to play a few videos, and again after this young lady that I like to listen to, her name is Dana. She's on Instagram. I think it's Dana 1987. She's on Instagram. She's also on TikTok. And I want to play this video from her, and we'll get into it afterwards. Now, the video starts out, and it's from my understanding, from what Dana's saying, it's a autistic young man, and Dana sees something else. Dana crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on. It's a little too high. Let's bring it down. Is it that good? Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, what I had it fine like that. Kind of fine like that. So yeah. Oh, let me see how it looks sideways. Yeah, y'all can see that sideways. Yeah, y'all can see it sideways. Let me cut this light on, and we're gonna play it. Are you ready for this?
Stop! Xavier! Xavier! Come here, Xavier! Them kids to be beating y'all in them videos, are those the blessings that y'all be talking about? Are those the blessings that y'all be trying to talk childless people into having? Well, on the behalf of a childless woman, no thank you. I ain't about to be in my own house running away from something that I created trying to beat me. I'm not, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be scared of my own child. I'm not gonna have my peace disrupted because I have a child that wants to beat me. A lot of y'all like to glamorize having children, and you always forget the part that you don't have control over what type of child you're gonna end up with. Y'all glamorize kids too much for me, because not enough of y'all come forward and tell the truth about y'all little children who are always in trouble at school. The ones that you always got to leave work, right? You on your last warning at work because you keep having to leave and go see about your child because they're constantly in trouble at school. Or the child who constantly keep getting in trouble and getting locked up and you have to bail them out. The child who put their hands on you. The teenager who think they grown, to be out here doing drugs and drinking all the time, be up in your house, cussing you out, bringing boys and girls up in your house and having sex while you at work, doing all kind of crazy stuff. The child who got a failure to launch and they just can't seem to get it together, so they keep coming back home and living off of you and eating up your food and running up your bills and won't contribute nothing. You don't never want to talk about them kids. And sometimes it's a situation where it's completely out of your hands and you just have a child that's disabled and they take a lot of time and patience. And you have to put in a lot of work with that child. And you think that that's what we want, right? We're sitting over in peace. And you think we want to invite that in? Y'all be having kids by people that you don't be knowing. And you don't realize that that other half of that child is just as crazy as the person that you had the baby by. But because you didn't know them, you didn't realize that side of the family throwed off. And your child is part of that throwed off. So before you ask childless people why we don't want kids, at least be honest with yourself about how your kids turned out, right? And what you actually walked into and how much of a headache them kids actually ended up being to you. Can't get it together, out here having kids by random people, throwing the kids off on you. They can't get it together, in and out of jail, in and out of rehab, just always having issues, and you always on the receiving end of it, and you just gotta love it because it's your child, but they ain't been nothing but a problem and a headache since you have.
Now you could say,
Stop.
you could say, because I know how some people is, they gonna say, oh, she just mad because she don't have kids, or she trying to project, or she this and that. But guess what? Everything she just said, when I seen that video as a childish person, I was like, man, she is preaching, bro. And I'm gonna take all the stuff out about having a child that just failure to launch, can't get it right. I ain't tripping on none of that. I don't want it to happen. I want my child to be successful and be the best he can be or she can be. But I'm with him. As long as I'm on this earth with all my health and strength, if I got $1, they can have 50 cents of it. I ain't tripping on that. But what about the part where she say, you don't know this, you don't know the other side of this person's family. You don't know what kind of hereditary thing that they got in their bloodline that's now about to be passed to your child. That you can't control, he can't control, she can't control, nobody can control. They got all kind of stuff, spiritual things, physical things that are hereditary. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to say, you know what? I'm about to throw the dice and hopefully I get a perfect child. Because some people, I ain't gonna lie, I know some people, man, they was pretty, not many, but they, you know what I'm saying? Again, we don't know everybody going, everybody home, but just looking at the outside looking in there, they came up, they grew up, they went, everything, you know what I'm saying? No babies out of, before they was married, no criminal charge. That's really the main thing you can ask for. Went to college, did everything right. So are you willing? Because again, what I notice in our community is, and if I was to ever get a woman in my life, well, when I get a woman in my life, just so happens she don't have children, if she don't have children, and she my age, which is 38, and we go, because see, black people got this bad. You'll go to the big mama house, or even something to your parents, and they'll be, well, when you gonna give me some grandchildren? Or when you gonna have some children? Listen, if it was her people, I would stop and be like, look, check this out. Do not project. Because guess what, big mama? You're not gonna be at my house at nighttime whenever me and this woman having to deal with this crime, baby. Whenever we having to deal with whatever they go through, if we have to deal with that, we might not. But I'm just saying, this is gonna be our responsibility. We're gonna have. So again, I'm an answer for her. And I don't care how she feels. We're going to have children when it's that time, when God wills for us to have children. But I tell you what we won't be doing. We will not just be recklessly having sex, just that we're going to get married first. I'm speaking for me. I understand we don't live in a perfect world, but I'm speaking for me. I'm 38. I can say that because I don't have children. So now I know God allowed me to make it this far without having children. Because I'm not going to say I was doing things that I couldn't have brought no children here. But I made it here. Then I have children. It's over. I ain't playing that game anymore. And I've been like this for a couple of years now. But I'm saying all that to say, I'm going to make sure I get married before I have children. That's number one. Number two, after we get married and we enjoy each other, if that's something that she want to do and I want to do, and we come together and agree, which we're going to agree that before we get married. Or is children something you want? For me, I look at it like this here. I want what God wants for me. If God decide not to give me children, I'm cool. If God decide to give me children, I'm cool because I'm gonna give them right back to him. As soon as that baby get in my arm, I'm gonna say, God, this is your child, and I want you to do in his life what you want. And you give me the wisdom and knowledge to help steward this child. Right? And that's how we're gonna do that. But I'm in the middle on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand the and this is why I tell people all the time, and even though this woman here, a very wise woman, and wisdom all the time is not really found in women. It's really a masculine thing. But when the more wisdom you have, I learned, the more wisdom that you have, bro, the more life becomes a little bit more difficult, because when you got wisdom, you look at things and you analyze everything. And when you analyze most things, it's like, yeah, I don't know. When you just out here willy-nilly, just here in the cloud, just doing shit and just, we gonna figure it out. Nah, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? And that hurts everybody. That hurts the child. That hurts everybody. That hurts everybody. So I want to play another video that she made. I think it was the same. No, it just the same day. She made another video, and
men love to talk about.
yeah, she made another video.
I was a woman. I wouldn't want to have a child there. Why would I want to have a child?
Men.
I was a woman.
It's the second video she made. And I'll finish my commentary after this video. We about to get ready and close.
I was a woman. I wouldn't want to have a child there. Why would I want to have a child?
Men love to talk about how logical they are. This is the only man I've actually seen be logical regarding this conversation about kids. It's real easy to talk about having a child when you're not the one that's got to carry him. You're not the one whose body gonna change. You're not the one whose life gonna get put at risk. You're not the one who the man can up, jump, and leave, and you be left to be a single mother. When you ain't being put into that position, it's real easy to tell somebody what they should do or what they should want to do. But that's the reason why I would never let no man convince me to have a child, because since you don't have to go through any of those things, you will never be able to tell me what I should do when it comes to having kids. It will never sit right in my heart, the fact that I could go through all of those life changes to have a child, and this man can up, jump, change his mind the next day and decide he don't want none of it and go on about his life like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, I don't have that same luxury. Knowing that is enough to know I don't want no children. You know how they say you should want better for your children? Well, I want so much better for my children that I've never had that I would never have them. That's how much better I want for them. I don't want to bring them here to this getup, right? There's nothing nice about this place. You do the best you can while you're here, but ain't nothing great and wonderful about this place. This place is ghetto. Bringing children here who would have to work just to maintain a lifestyle, just to live well, knowing the fact that I can't protect them from pretty much anything, right? I can do my best as a mother, and that still ain't enough because I can't protect them from the world. They will still have to leave me eventually, and they will have to deal with other people, and I have no control over that. All of that don't sit well with me. Knowing something that I love, I would have to release it to this world, let this world be impressionable to it, have effects on it. I don't want that. At the end of the day, having children is a very selfish act. And you can go argue with somebody else about it because I said what I said. Anytime you're the main factor in making a decision and this person has no say-so on the decision that you're making, it's a selfish act, right? A lot of times y'all are bringing children here who didn't ask to be here, and you bringing them into circumstances that are not fit. A lot of y'all, if you really loved your children, you would have did them the favor of never having them. Because a lot of y'all, you're not good mothers, you're not good fathers, and you did not deserve to have no children, right? The only thing you've done by having them is cause trauma on somebody who didn't deserve to have trauma put on them.
And I'm going to show you something else about that. That's a very dangerous thing you can do, bro. The worst thing you can do is bring some children in this world that didn't actually be here, neglect those children, cause those children to have trauma, and allow them to go through all kinds of things and end up with trauma because of what you did. You talking about a curse that you can't get up off of you, man. That's another thing. And she started out coming from a woman perspective. Now I'm gonna come from a man perspective. Say you had a baby with a wrong woman, and you were so much of a good father that you certain thing that this is a liberal woman. So a certain thing that you are against and you want your children to be against, you set the structure, and she don't like that structure. She take your children and leave. You don't know how that'll affect you. That could mess up your mind. I just watched this thing on this thing I watched called Court Cam on Tubi, and they had a guy, man, who was married to this woman. They ended up having a divorce or whatever, and she stopped him from seeing his child. He broke into her house and killed her. And when he was getting sentenced, bro, I seen the hurt in that man's eyes, and I'm not justifying what he did. But what people don't understand is fathers love their children, bro. A lot of times they'll step. And I'm not saying every father, but I'm saying some of these guys will step away because they just can't deal with the mother. But some of these dudes will fight for their children. In the process of that fight, the woman will play all kind of games and weaponize the children. There's a lot of men right now suffering silent and married because they don't want to lose their children. The women will weaponize children if she knows she can. And that happened with this particular woman, and it cost her life. Not a child don't got no parent. And instead of this dude going saying his remorse, and he said, I don't have no remorse. She shouldn't have stopped me from seeing my child. Now, whatever reason she did that, I'm gonna say this here. He was a good father. He killed somebody, so he made a bad decision. But guess what? For him to go through that length to see his child, he cared about his child. And you may say, well, how he cared about his child? Now the child gonna have to be raised by the foster parent or his grandparent, and he not gonna get to see her, or she not gonna get to see her. But I don't look at it that way. This man loved his child so much, and he didn't care about nothing but seeing his child. And he cost him his freedom. And probably, I don't remember exactly how much time he got, but I'm just using that for example, man. But I'm just saying, man, everything that this woman said, those two videos, bro, touched me, bro. They touched my soul because I listened to her. And now I won't go off as far as she said. She said she don't want children. And I understand Proverbs 18:21 tells us that the life and death is in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat the fruit thereof. So I'm never gonna say I don't want children because that's not my call. That's God's call. That's life. So first of all, I can do whatever I want to do to have children. It's on God if He gonna allow me to have children. And if He say I want Vernon to have this amount of children at this age, who am I to say I don't want children? That's God will. But I'm saying, so I won't say that because that's another thing, you cursing your womb. She might want children one day. You know what I'm saying? She's a very beautiful woman. She's single. I mean, I don't know if she's single, but she's very beautiful. She's not married. And she might get a man that wants children. And apparently, from coming from what she's saying, that's a deal breaker. So in other words, she's saying her will over God, which that can always change. God bless her. But I see it sometimes. I'm like, man, I don't question God because God, but I see people all the time that have children and these people are horrible parents. They do drugs in front of their children. They do drugs with their children in their body. These people are horrible people. And they are blessed with children. They are the ones who seem to get blessed with the children. It's funny but I mean, like I say, I'm never going to question God. God know what He's doing. But, those videos touch my soul. And like I said, for me, children are not, oh man, I'm not one of those people who, I can't wait. If it happened, it happened, and I'm gonna thank God for it. If it don't happen, I ain't gonna have no problem because I understand that bringing children in this place. Now, when she's saying that she made, boy, Dana make you like, I ain't gonna lie, I love this world. It's a lot of wickedness and a lot of nefarious things going in this world, and she spoke about some of the parts that we don't want. Like, it's gonna be a situation where you're gonna have to let go, and they're gonna be able to. They're gonna have to go into this world on their own with everything you taught them, and now with this social media stuff, I tell people all the time, the last thing you want to happen is for this world to get attached to your children. Because once the world get them, it's gonna take God, His Son, and the Holy Spirit to get them back, bro. And in the process of that, who knows what's gonna happen? And so, man, I just wanted to touch on those two topics, man. As Black people, we need to start trying to understand how this world works and get in where we fit in. Change the narrative on how we looked at and treated, and only us have that power, not no white man. And having children, man. Count the cost. Children are amazing. Children are a blessing, but we have to count the cost of having children, man. Because, bruh, having children, man, can be a blessing or a curse. And the reason why I say that, I don't want to say it's a curse because life, just think how amazing it is that you and a woman have an intimate session and y'all eggs meet in 9 months. A whole human being is being created because of y'all intimacy, and that's just amazing to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But again, so it's all blessings, but bro, you have to count the cost, man, because I just seen a video of a woman who her daughter was fighting and she was getting whipped, so she jumped in. And I showed some video the other day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show them again. I'm gonna show this video here. Because what if your child is the victim of this? You see what I'm saying? These are the things that we have to keep in context because your child can be a victim of this. And I said this in my video. I'm just being truthful about it. Like, listen, man, having a child in this world, especially around the best thing you can potentially do is not have them around other black children. I'm playing two videos for y'all, and this just doesn't make any sense. Now, this is a special child. This is a special ed child in a wheelchair, and this is what they doing to her. You think if I was the parent of this child, I would be able to. My daughter got jumped or basically just threw around, and she's in a wheelchair, handicapped. Like this could be your child. Now you gotta lose everything. you gotta lose everything because you gotta react to something like this. Look at this. Look at this, man. Don't make no sense. Hold on, let me see because it was kind of small. Let me see. Look, I will fight in a wheelchair. Look at this. Look. Look at this, man. This is horrendous. This is look at this. And when I first seen this, man, I was so angry, man. Look at this. Look. And again, this is not projecting oh man, you just because you might not want just because that girl, whoever that lady is, y'all projecting on other people. No, this is just giving y'all a picture of counting the cost. Now I'm about to close, but I got two more videos I want to play. Let's play this. What if this your child? Look at this. Look at this.
Smack his ass. Smack his ass. Smack his ass. Smack his ass with the glitch right now. Smack his ass with the glitch. You try something, you gonna switch on my ground. Smack his ass with the pipe. Watch out, watch out. Somebody hit the blood just there. Oh my God! Oh my God! Hey, say you're a bitch. Say Kevin a bitch. Kevin a bitch.
I got one more video I'm gonna play y'all, man, and I'm gonna close this. And I'm gonna link two videos that I made about parenting. I'm gonna link them in here. Say about parent. Yeah, I'm gonna link them in here, and let me find them real quick. Okay, and I like that. But I'm gonna link these two videos that I made about parenting. But I want to play one more video. I ran into this video. Hold on. Ooh, like I say, you can ask people. Think about having his life gonna have it all.
My lowest one. You knew. The brain still is. I am. You never saw me. I know you disappointed. I love my struggling so long.
Then I heard some people say that the 3 children actually made it to someone in the city, the hood. It's not happening in our community. It's not happening. These children, night to day, underloved. But without further ado, in this video, I actually was hurt. And I think, I don't know, it's really know y'all can do y'all research on that.
My mama don't give a fuck.
Really know y'all can do y'all
So
research.
here's the video.
But let's get into it.
I'm gonna link the whole video in the description.
Yeah, your mother, right?
Now this woman about to try to drown her 3 children. I believe they made it though. But she was about to drown. She tried to drown her 3 children because, and she went live and somebody ended up seeing it in time. But again, this is the part where you don't see it. This is a story that had not everybody don't go to the stream and want to kill their children. But this is an uncountable truth that a lot of parents, single mothers especially, are overwhelmed. Is this what you want to sign up for? You have to count the cost. But I want to finish playing it, but I'm gonna link this entire video and another video. I got a lot of videos about parenting, but I'm gonna link all of them in the description. And yeah.
And she trying to reaching out for months and months. Please, 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 hear her out. Hear her. Just hear her. Cause I'm about to do this, guys. Come on. I'm about to do this, y'all. I love my kids. I love my kids so much. So much. But I can't leave them behind because how? I can't leave them behind because who the fuck will take care of them? I don't want them. I know they'll be safe with God. And I know I'm going to go to hell. Oh, God, I'm going to go to hell. And God, I know you're disappointed. I know, but I've been trying. I told you to show up for me. I tried every way, God. I know my kid's going to be safe by him. Oh, Lord. I told you, God, I was getting tired. And Theo, you really hurt me with this one because you could never see how much of pain I am. You never saw how much of pain I was in, Theo. And it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. And y'all, don't get it twisted. I'm not doing this about no niggas. I'm doing this because I am a tired single mother that got too much on her shoulders. I don't know how to figure out this life when no one helps me. So don't even blame Theo either because he did his part when he was there, but he was not no good father when times was bad. To my mama, Ma, you knew I was at my lowest. You knew, Ma. You knew I was at my lowest, Ma. You knew. You just hit me right down. You literally just saved me from suicide. You saved me from suicide. And now you the reason.
And I just want to say this, she's saying mom, but you can see this young lady say right here, she's 24, so her mother is in her 40s or 50s. She's probably still dating and probably have her own life. And I mean, I understand that's her daughter, but I mean, she's an adult now. And like I said earlier, nobody told her to have these children. I'm not trying to be mean because this video, even though I said it many times, just watching it with y'all right now, it hurt my heart because it's just so sad because she's coming from a place of hurt. She's not coming from a place of anger. She's not coming from a place of vengeance. She's coming from a place of true hurt as she understands. She's understanding that, look, man, I know I'm going to go to hell and, my children going to be with God. And, she's actually coming from a place of hurt and you hear it in her voice and it hurt me. But I'm just saying, like, mama got her own life, you know what I'm saying? And everybody can't, like, listen, man, like I say, the so-called, I don't really like to use that term because I don't believe in that. The whole thing that they say a village, it takes a village to raise kids. I always disagree with that. It takes a good mother and a good father to raise kids when they was ready to have them. But it also could help. Everybody need a good grandparent. You know what I'm saying? But outside of grandparents, nobody owes anybody, children, anything. No uncle, no aunties, none of them owe anything. Because these people have their own life, probably their own children. But dealing with this woman, and this woman, like I say, by her being 24, she could have younger children that's still at home. So, she can't really blame her mother for that. I can't let her do that. But let's continue.
Other reason, like you just added icing on the cake. My kids, I love them so much. I love my kids so much. And I wasn't so selfish. That's selfish of me, right? Because it's selfish of me. But then it's like, y'all won't ever understand because I never had a break. Even when I was in a hospital having my baby. I was never a break. I never had a support system, so who the hell am I going to leave them with? I love my kids. Who, if I don't do it, it's because I look my kids in their eyes. I'm right here. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful at the pool, y'all. It's so beautiful. Oh, Lord, it's so beautiful. Oh, Lord. Oh, y'all, babies. I love you. Okay. You love me? I love you. I love you. Yeah. Mommy love you. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. You know, two. Mommy love you. Okay. Give me kisses.
And that's it, man. I thank y'all for coming out watching me tonight. And that's it. Like I said, I'll link that video right there. I'll link it in my I'll put it in my description of this video. You can go check the whole video out if you want. I believe it's about an hour. I got some other videos that I've made in the past dealing with parenting and counting the costs, and I'll link them as well. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Good night.
I got all this ice on like I sprained something. Ripping and running through the streets, I got the game from it. I'm just trying to put it up, not get my name jumping. It been a long 8 months, I got that strain coming. Cause of that pandemic, niggas broken reminiscing. Niggas done finished, me and you, we living different. I be with my shopper having champagne and Louis. You taking hoes on dates and got an Uber up to the movies. I cut into a bitch, cause I'm hopping out of Cully. Really, I'm just trying to fuck, I ain't with the lovey-dovey. I kept it real, now she don't call me when she bloody. I pop all clean as hell to go get a pop and go get muddy. I been hitting BMO with that next day magic. They put a hold on your shit, to me that ain't gon' happen. I was fucked up, but now I look back and be laughing. Cause I got everything that I used to imagine. I ain't tripping on no bitch who got no money in her purse. All them kids need new clothes, but you talking about going to Turks, bitch. You just down, talking about you down to earth. Just trying to come around, cause you see a nigga turn. I be a chase every day, gotta thank God for them stimmies. I be strapped up in the bacon, some niggas be chimney. I took your bitch to Pound Town after we left out of business. And now she hear decline sound, cause that bitch used to spin me. I need the house for my being, cause they auto ad. They asking Carter cash, no I'm tapping for the bag. Face so good with the plug, I can run up a tab. He know the feeling mutual, nigga just calling ass. Niggas falling out with me, burning all the wrong bridges. Cause I'm the type of nigga, if you need it, come and get it. When you see some real money, you gon' see what's coming with it. They gon' call you fake and stingy and be all up in your business. Been done whipping work up, that's what the cook for. He quick with it, and I like how it come out though. 300 stash, can't let no nigga in my house, bro. Catch a rap nigga, makes his last song a outro. You niggas hoes, go ahead, bang that sexy red. Hit your mans with that lid, now you shit in bed. They made it to the scene quick, he was damn near dead. When I see you, just remember everything you said. I got all this ice on like I sprained something. Ripping and running through the streets, I got the game from it. I'm just trying to put it up, not get my name jumping. It been a long